Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be looking at the OJ Super Juices, and these are the 60mm 78A versions. So I guess to start off, we could just talk about the physical features of the wheels, and the first thing you'll notice is just how wide they are. Just a really super wide, nice cruiser wheel. Now, this means that they're going to roll over a lot of stuff really nicely and really smoothly, and of course that's what you want with a cruiser wheel. But it does mean that they are going to be a lot heavier than a smaller cruiser wheel or a standard skateboard wheel, so it is going to take some time to get used to. Now you can definitely still do your basic normal tricks like olling up curbs and whatnot. It will just take some time getting used to because of how soft it is and because how big and heavy it is. If you do want to shed some weight, they do offer OJ does offer a 55mm version of the wheels, but they might not roll over as much debris as the 60mm wheels can, just because the 60mm wheels have more momentum. So the wheels actually have a asymmetrical shape, so both sides aren't the same. So on the inside facing part of the wheel, it's just a straight edge, straight cut. But on the outside facing part of the wheel, it has a pretty sharp lip that tapers into towards the bearing seat. And the cool thing about the wheel is that the edge of the wheel actually extends past the axle. It's about a little under a quarter inch of measurements, meaning that you are going to get more stability because that lip extends past the axle, but you can also use trucks that's smaller than the size of your deck. So let's say that you have a 8.5 board that you want to use as a cruiser board, but you have 8 to 5 trucks. Now if you use the OJs, because of this asymmetrical shape, that lip is going to extend past the axle and provide that stability, and it's going to make that length of the truck overall, with the wheel and the axle combined, about 8.5 inches total. So it's pretty nice because you can use a smaller truck but still have the same stability. Now I've had these wheels for like over a year now actually, and I've ridden them on like a bunch of different surfaces and they've held up very well. They roll really nice, but they don't have that soggy feeling that I feel a lot of cruiser wheels have, where you get on the board and it feels like the wheels are just kind of sinking into the ground. These wheels feel pretty firm, which is, I think it's very, very nice. It just feels like you have more control over the board and it just doesn't want to sink into the ground and slow you down. Now I bought these wheels on a trip to North Carolina, and in the city I was in, the streets were not all that good. It's really rough, a lot of places weren't paved, and these wheels just did the trick. They got me where I wanted to go, and no issues arose from riding them. So here's a few cell phone clips of me just pushing around. Right, so hopefully you can kind of judge what I rode across and maybe compare it to the surfaces that you have at home. I didn't get a close-up of the ground or whatnot because I wasn't really skating these with a review video in mind. Now, like I said before, you can still do your tricks with them, and you can also slide with them. It takes a lot of effort, and if you're new to skating, I would recommend starting out on a harder wheel just because it's easier and you'll get the form right down. But you can definitely still slide with wheels, and if you feel brave enough, you can even do slappies with them. And, we'll see it right here, right now. Now, being a softer wheel, they aren't actually designed for this sort of purpose. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've already seen OJ's videos of their cruising series where they make their team riders ride the super juices and they just do a bunch of like really awesome tricks on it. And you can still do that, but the wheels aren't designed to handle that sort of abuse because they're just too soft. So when you look at the wheels from sliding or doing tricks or whatnot, you might notice that the urethane has like little cuts in it from the urethane just trying to kind of peeling away from itself, but this doesn't affect the performance of the wheel whatsoever. But you'll also notice that on the edges of the board, maybe definitely on the inside part of it, that it might chunk up, and a good amount of chunk actually came off one of my wheels. This is just me, just doing tricks with it and like abusing it like it's a hard wheel. But while this chunk is annoying, I didn't find that it actually affected the performance of the wheel whatsoever. So just keep in mind that the wheels can definitely chunk up. If you are looking for like a decent mid-sized wheel where it's kind of like you want to do tricks, but you also want to cruise, get point A to point B, I do have a Richter Clouds review video. It's the 78A version, but Richter also offers the 86A and 92A, I believe, and those would be better. I think those would be better since they are the size of a normal skateboard wheel, which you can see me talk about in that video. Oh, I should mention, real quick, Hot Juice versus Super Juice. So the difference between these two is that they pretty much roll the same in my experience, but the Hot Juice is a really old design and it's not really durable. I remember where I just took it to a curb on my first day skating them, and they just chunked up like crazy. Just like so many parts of the urethane just fell off the edges on both sides. Now with the Super Juices, ride's the same, just a lot more durable because they made some little changes to the shape of the wheel. Not so much that it looks like a whole different wheel, but it's made so it's a lot more durable. I believe that that is all there is to say with the wheels. Overall, they're pretty nice. They just roll over a lot of stuff. They're pretty smooth, especially if you pair it with a really nice bearing and use spacers and washers. And I'm pretty satisfied. The wheels, the OJ Super Juices are really popular for a good reason. Is because they really work well and they're pretty nice. So yeah, that has been another video. If you think I missed anything or you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.